Hey guys, it's Sharon with Little Britain Company. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back for everybody who's coming back and seeing what we're doing. I'm really excited to show you where I am today and to start working on the actual junk journal. I've been collecting pieces for the Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge, and I think I'm ready. We'll see how far we get, but I think I'm ready. So I wanted to show you that if you'll remember, I purchased the, this is supposed to be like a little shelf hanging kit. It comes with these. It comes with two rounds to put it through. I don't know what I did with those actually at this point in time. I think they're in here, but I'm not going to use them, and I'm not going to use this. So I'm going to put that aside. Well, maybe I'm not going to use it. I might use it. Oh, I might use it. Oh, that's a thought. Anyway, and then I am going to, I measured it out, and these are a little over 6.5 by 5. So whatever I cut for inside, I'm going to make it approximately 6.5 by 5. So I'm going to keep my little numbers there. To prepare, because I thought using these wood pieces might be a really fun front and back. What I will tell you, what I learned is that I was planning on using these giant 2-inch rounds through the holes. It's not going to work. And the reason it's not going to work is that, I'll show you. I'll show you. I will show you why it's not going to work. So you can put them through, and I've got them lined up. And so you think, so far so good, you know, why is that not going to work, Sharon? Looks good. And it does look good like this. Not like that. But when you start to, and even when you open it, it looks great. But when you consider that you're going to be putting a certain amount of stuff in here, it just turns immediately into this giant alligator because it needs to be sitting like that. So I wanted it at least to have a shot of somewhat closing. So these aren't going to work. And I went through a lot of different possible options. And what I decided was I still wanted to try to work with what I have. It's a junk journal. And to some extent, that means working with what you have. And then I came across this idea, which I hope works. I'm going to make it this orientation. You could certainly do it like this, a little bit more book-like. I kind of like this sort of side orientation. We'll see how that goes. I am going to be covering some of it with these bags. And here was my brilliant stroke. Well, we'll see. I think that I'm going to, oh, come on. There we go. That I'm going to take these pieces off, these cool, oh my word, come on, ribbons. All right, let me open this up and show you what I'm doing, just in case you've never done this before. So I'm just going to take these ribbons. They've already got this kind of nice edge to them, and just like that. Just like that. So I've got them off. And I want this to become my binding, I guess is the right way to put it. So I think that's going to work great. I'll end up tying these off. So we'll see what happens when we get there. I'm going to go ahead and take those out of all of these and just kind of, I do like deconstructing, I guess. So I'm going to put these aside. I have a couple of thoughts about those, a couple of other thoughts. So yeah, we're going to get started. Now I guess I'm jumping right in. I did want to tell you to prepare the wood. I simply took it out and I have sanded it. I used I used about an 80 to sand it to start, and then I finished it up with about a 120 sandpaper grade. So that's where we are with that. I do like the idea of covering it with the bag. So my next job is to carefully deconstruct the bag. This one, it's nice because this one, the sides are the same as this. Sometimes that's not the case. But for this one, it is. I really like to use my letter opener on some of these. Shocking. It can really be better than scissors sometimes. Sometimes not. Okay, I'm just get close enough. What I'm trying to do is, I don't care about the bottom. What I do care about is trying to keep the sides intact. So that's better. That's me finally figuring it out. Okay, here we go. And then figuring out what side. So you can see the seam on this side. Just open the whole thing up. And this will tell me how much. This will tell me how much usable paper I will have. Maybe a little bit less than I want. There. Ah! One moment, please. There. I had to wrestle it down. All right, I'm trying. I think that their adhesive is just too good, and I'm not going to get very far with that, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut through here. I think this way I'll actually lose less than if I try to do anything else to it. And then at the moment, just to see where we get here. So this is a little bit different from, it's a lot different from anything that I've ever built, but I just thought it would be fun. And the cool thing about, I am doing a terrible job of cutting this, guys. The cool thing about junk journals is there's no right or wrong way to do it. I mean, seriously, no rules. That's my favorite. No rules. Everybody gets to do what they like doing. Let me see if I can hit that. I've seen some really cool things. Jess at Paper Terrace, I just saw her, well, maybe the other day, maybe not just, but the other day I saw her put together one of her junk journals, and the way she changed the top, basically creating a window at the top on the cover, so cool. It was just so cool. And so I was thinking, yeah, I really like that, because again, we don't have to limit ourselves. No convention with junk journaling, and we get to use up what we've got. Okay, so I wanted to see, now I'm just going to kind of figure out how I want to do this. So I think I'm going to need, if I do it this way, I don't like the way that looks. If I do it this way, it doesn't really, I do want to have extra paper for the wrap because this is very thick. So if you're thinking about using the wood, the reason that the rings didn't work is just because this is super thick. This is about a 1/4 inch, If you were using another piece of wood that was maybe 1/8 of an inch or even less, guys, seriously, I mean, it would be perfect. But for this one, it just needs that extra. I think I'm going to cut my paper here. And I'm not being neat. If you have seen some the other things that I make and do, I try to be super, super neat. And I think that I will be neat in this, but I don't need to be crazy neat, if that makes sense. What I do need to do is double check. Yeah, I need to double check which one's front and back, because the holes don't line up if you don't get them right. And I need my holes to line up. I need these holes. I don't want to have to try to redo them. There, that's the right way. Okay, so I'm going to use just a pencil. This is my front cover. This is my back cover. Back, inner, front, inner. And these are my bind. Okay. And there's the reason for that is, I mean, they do these things very, very quickly. And so I just want to be absolutely 100% positive that I have got everything lined up so that I don't run into issues. To do that, I'm going to take, this is some of my 120, 110, was it 120 or 110? Anyway, this is my heavy duty cardstock, and I am going to line it up. Actually, I'm going to line it up like this. I'm going to line it up like this so it doesn't move on me. I'll make sure that it is exactly lined up on the sides. And why am I doing this? Well, I am going to need all the pieces on the inside to line up properly. Oh, where is that thing? That's not the right one. Shooba dooba dooba. I do have, here it is. So this, there we go, is a really, you can see it's just a super long tip. So I can get into those spaces. Does it even work? Yeah, it's working. Let's just make sure. Okay, so I know that that is where my hole is. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, come on. I'm lining it up. That hole is going to be dead center there. And dead center there. And okay, so I'm just going to put this here and make sure, yep. So when I line it up, it's all lining up correctly. Perfect. Because I want something that I can look back at and say, oh, okay, this is right. So this piece from here over, and I'm going to leave that little lip there. I need that to be 6.5 inches so that when I when I measure items, when I measure things, they're all at 6.5 inches. Oh, I'm doing it that way. I can do it this way. How silly of me. There we go. Okay. Got it. Mostly. Okay, so that's interesting, isn't it? Well, that's because I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have measured it this way. I needed to measure it this way, which is 5 inches. Let me fix that. Why didn't y'all tell me? Sharon, you're doing it wrong. If only. I should do this live so you guys can help me while I'm working on it. All right, so that should be about right. Yep, perfect. It's a little bit tall because remember it was a little bit more, and I've got this aligned up here. But if I line up each of my sections like that, this is going to work out just fine. Perfect. Put that aside. I cannot lose it. I'm sure there'll be other ways to do this, but all right, now I know what I'm doing. Ish. Now I know what I'm doing. Ish. All right. I'm going to do this a little bit differently than I normally do. I'm going to do it almost as if I'm wrapping a gift. And I'm going to use my Eileen's because I think that it might give me a better hold. Let's hope. Well, we'll find out, won't we? A lot of this is going to be a learning curve because I've never done anything like this one. Oh, I like it. Okay, so let me just go ahead. I'm trying to smooth down because that was like one of the sides or something. I know that one was going to... Okay, well, I'm liking this. Okay, so again, instead of cutting my corners like I normally do, I'm just going to try to get, and I'm only going to work to start with on like this. I'm going to leave space. I'm not going to try to attach that side. And I will tell you, I'm pulling it to me. Okay. Where's I'm going to use this one. Oh, it's coming out nice and smooth, guys. So, I don't know. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to grab this. I try really hard not to get the Eileen's on me because it sticks to my fingers and it is fantastic adhesive. Oh, that is so nice and smooth. Okay. All right, now let's see if I can figure out these corners. Like I said, this is a little bit like working with a package. So I'm going to bring it. I'm going to cut that smidge off. I'm going to cut that smidge off because that's kind of in my way. Okay. All right, what happens if I do that and I wrap it around? I can cut, okay. I'm going to cut that. You can kind of see I've got a teeny bit of it left right there. teeny tiny. And I'm just gonna attach that part down. I was really hoping not to get the islands on my hand. That ship has sailed. Yeah, that's gonna work. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing for this one. That'll be better. Oh, that's working better for me. But I don't want this giant lip. It's just too much. It's gonna have too much. So I'm just gonna get rid of most of it. And then, yeah. All right, that's gonna work better. I figured it out. So I'm pushing it down. I'm kind of getting rid of most of this lip. Any mistakes made, please just, just ignore. Yeah, I think that's actually going to work really well because I'm not going to worry too much about this now. I'm going to glue down the other pieces. When I bring this up and around, like that. Oh, beauty. Okay. All right. Perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I'm going to go and do this and give it, I'm even going to kind of stick a little bit inside there. And don't forget, kind of get that edge. So I've already brought it up and around. And I'm really, I want to rip it, pulling it to me. Let's see, did I get it? Yes. Okay, I got a little bit of glue sticking out here. I'm just not going to worry about that yet. Wait, don't I have a, I don't have a paper towel sitting here. I should. I'm sure I did, unless someone in my family borrowed it. Okay. Look at that. And again, I'm putting a little bit down in here so that these pieces sit still. And then I'm going to stick a little bit inside this so that it doesn't move around on me. And I'm going to make sure that I get that. So move that down again. Bring this up and around. Pull. Yep. Make sure I get it. Looks like I'm missing a tiny bit here, so I'm just gonna do that. And I'm gonna use this little piece. Kind of push that down. Okay. Yay! Okay. I am pretty happy with this, and I'll be covering the inside cover. And then very happy with this. Before I do the inside cover, I'm going to find my holes, and I'm going to poke a hole through them so that I at least have, a set of the holes kind of ready to go so that I don't have to worry about it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do the next one. I'm going to try to not to talk so much. See how this next one comes out. I really like that, the way that looks. Sorry. It's not me crowing about how well I've done something. It's me saying, oh my gosh, it actually worked. Holy cow. That's really more what it is. I'm going to get rid of this extra piece. It's too much. I don't need it. So I'm going to put it aside. Who knows if I'll need it later. All right. Back, the front cover. So this is the, I don't know, I think I called it Eileen's. It's Fabri-Tac. This stuff can be really brilliant. Okay. Also has a very strong smell. Just, you know, just for your, if you're really sensitive to smells and you haven't used Fabri-Tac, you might want to do this outside. I usually only pull it out. It's like my big guns. You know, this is for... Okay, so this is what I normally do. I do... my longest sides normally. Kind of got that to ooze out, didn't I? I'm gonna have to clean that. Okay. So there's that. Luckily, I have other ones I can use. Here we go. You know what else is nice? Once it dries, it's just rubbing right off. Oh, that's so good. It's just going to rub right off that surface because it's not. Okay, so next, I just realized I really should have this down just in case it goes through those holes. Good. Okay. Get my Fabri-Tac on here. How are you guys doing today? Everybody's doing good. Okay. I will say, well, one of the great things about junk journals is that you really get to use, oh, just ripped that. That wasn't, look how it fixed itself with the Fabri-Tac. You really get to use some interesting materials. I mean, I don't think I've ever used the wood before. My father was definitely a woodworker. Okay, so I'm going to do this the same way I did the other ones. I'm going to bring it down like that. I'm just going to go ahead all the way around, just like I'm wrapping a package. And then I'm going to get rid of the excess, because we won't need the excess. Mostly. Okay, here we go. I don't know how to explain. I wish you all could feel this. It's just so lovely and smooth. But even though I'm covering it, guys, I would not do this without first doing what I did before and doing the sanding. The sanding is important because it gives you a good surface. And then once I sanded it, I wiped it down really well with a damp cloth, and then I let it completely dry. And that's important. And the reason that's so important just has to do with making sure that your project does what you want it to do. If you sand and you don't then go back and kind of wipe it down and make sure that all the surfaces are cleaned off, what you're going to end up with is going to be that that wood, those loose, that, you know, you're going to end up with kind of gunk on your the sawdust. That's the word. You're going to end up with sawdust. And, you know, sawdust can get in the way of what you're doing. So, okay. I already kind of adhered that down. So, I'm doing this one, just like I said, I'm going to keep learning as I do this. I might do the wood ones again at some point, because it's kind of cool. And I could do them almost like a book design next time. So this time I'm going to go ahead and put that back the way it was. I'm just adhering some of this right there. Oh, that's why I got a glop on there, so that when I do this, oh yeah, that's working. It's going to work nicely. All right, and again, I'm going to put a little bit under there and a little bit under there, because I don't want that to come up. I don't want those pieces to be kind of loose on here. Nothing loosey-goosey. And I want these people, my word, speaking. All right, this is going to be all over my fingers, but sometimes that's just the way it is. Right. Oh, there we go. That's even prettier. Okay, so and then a little bit under here, and a little bit under here, and then a lot around here. I've already glued down those bottom sides, and a lot there. Okay, so push that down, and then this up and around. Alrighty, look at that. I really kind of like the way the corners worked out. All right, let me get this and get that glue off of there right now. Okay, I'm going to put my fabric tack away for the moment. I really should just clean the top of it, but all right, so that one goes away. And so the next thing I'm going to do, okay, that's my back. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to I'm going to grab, you know, you would not, well, I could do it this way. I was going to grab out something else, but I think this is more common for people to have. I really hope it's got to go this way. Because I want to do it right here. Yep. That's where it was. Gotcha. Okay. I found my holes. I'm going to push that through this way. and this way. Now, another thing that you could do with this, looks funny. This one piece. Okay. I'm going to put a weight on this for a little bit in a minute. Okay. So front, back. So I know where these pieces are, right? You just have to have something to stick through. It could be a pencil. It could be, you know, I'm going to do this to these. This is a cake thing that I got at Dollar Tree. But I do find that when I have to do something like this, it's not the first time, that sometimes I need to like poke it through a little bit better, if that makes sense. All right, we're going to go ahead. I don't think that'll fit all the way through to that one. Let's see if that... I'm seeing if I can... Yep. So it gave me my poke. There we go. And I'm poking through that way. Perfect. Yes. Okay. Front and back. There we go. Front and back. Now, I'll just put that on there for a minute. I did get a little bit on there, but it'll be okay. Yay! Now, I'm going to put these aside. I'll do some more to decorate my cover, but for the moment, I'm just going to put those aside and work on some of my signatures. I will still be doing signatures. They're just going to have holes in them. So I might use this for the inside cover, so I'm going to put that aside. I do have this magazine this is a Dollar Tree magazine that I bought a while ago. I never even checked it out. Apparently it was originally $5.99, but I got this one for $1.25 when they were there. I also have the Peter Rabbit because I like the idea. I was thinking about cutting out one of these pictures for the cover. Having said that, all of that Dollar Tree stuff that I bought, I sorted out everything I thought I might want to use, and I put it all in here. So, I'm going to start working on signatures. And I have to keep in mind that I want my signatures to be 6.5 by 5. So, I'm going to start with paper, I think. I have a lot of different paper. And guys, just to let you know, this might be a long video because I'm working it out as I go. I mean, that's just what I'm doing. I think that's really how we do junk journals anyway, but I didn't pre-plan. I just kind of found stuff I thought was really cool, and I don't know what fell. And I thought I'm just going to go from there. So, all right, I'm going to start. I have lots of different papers here. I do want them to be kind of on the same track. Okay, so this one, by the way, each square is an inch. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is about 7 3/8 of an inch by 10.5. So I want to get this down, but I don't necessarily want to cut it up. Oh, look at that, where the perforation is. That's going to change things. So the perforation brings it down to just over 7 inches. So I kind of like that, the way that looks. I am going to turn this into 5 inches. 5 inches. Okay. And when I fold it in half, now yes, it'll have a hole through the middle of it, but that's okay. It's a junk journal. So this is going to come down to about 5.25 inches across. It's almost a square. All right, so here is a page. Let's see what else I have here. I have this cool paper. And I think I do know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to chop this. I do want to chop that one. I'm going to make this 5 inches. I don't know if they're both but in 5. How big is this? This is a little bigger. It'll be fine. I'm going to make it just slightly bigger than 5 inches. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay. Because I'm thinking about having 4 signatures. I'm thinking 4 signatures might be cool. And then the way I'm putting it together, you can take them apart and put them back together. Which is generally my favorite thing to do with junk journals. I like being able to take them apart, put them back together again. Okay, so this is some of the drawing paper. One of them, I had several. This one is, 10 3/4. So I'm just going to fold it in half and we're going to go with that. I'll figure out the length in a little bit. And again, I'm just not worried about the rules. I'm actually going to trim this one a little bit though. I say that, I'm like, oh, but that one's a little bit bent. I want to trim it a little bit. Yeah, I know. I'm weird. Okay. So that's some of the paper. This was another one. You can see it kind of ripped on the way out. This one is way bigger. This one is almost 12 inches tall. Well, that means that could be... And it's 9 inches. All right, I'm going to cut this to 5 inches. If I can. Because I don't want to try to do the 6.5 inches. It'll be fine. So I'm doing this one into 5 inches, and then we'll see what, maybe I'll do something with the pieces that I've left. Okay. I do have another coloring page. I thought this would be kind of cool. I decided my theme for this was going to be basically flora and fauna. Just different kinds. So, plants and animals. Yeah, I'm just going to fold this one up like I did the other one. Okay, and then we have this drawing paper. Now, this one's got a perforated edge. Do I leave it or do I take it apart? What do we think, guys? This one is 7 3/4 by 20 inches. I'm cutting this wrong, aren't I? I'm going to get this one out. And again, it's my junk journal. It's whatever I want it to be. It can be anything, any size. Totally and completely, it can be anything. So I can say, yes, maybe I would have rethought that, but I think it's going to actually work out fine. So not worried about it. All right. I have envelopes and cards and things. Now this one, it's going to be fine. I'm just going to fold it. Yeah, but how tall is it? It's going to be a little bit big. It might stick out. Big whoop. Okay. Then I have, what else do I have here? Oh, I'm dropping stuff. I have these cool note pieces. I have this, this is watercolor. I've got recipes, which I will fold. Got 3 cool recipes. Got some more of this cool paper. Grabbed a bunch of it. This one is almost 8 inches by 7 inches. So it's almost 8 inches this way. What happens if I cut it like that? All right, some good cat faces in there. Some pieces too. It's like I'm dumping stuff at my feet, guys. Seriously, it's falling. Okay, let me move some of this out of the way. Because really, as I start to put this together. And then some of these. And I thought these would be cool. So I'm going to find some pages. I do like this one I liked. Think about using this one. So this one is approximately 12 inches. This will be fine. So I'm going to cut it into my 5, maybe 5 1/8. Yeah. And never fear, I am not wasting the bottom part either, because I like that part. All right, so we're going to use those. Let's see if there's anything else I like in here. Oh yeah, I did like this one, didn't I? I like that one. I think that one would be really pretty in here. There's several in here. I like those two. Oh, that one's got a crown. I think I might hold on to that one for the Queen Elizabeth. That one would be good. I think maybe just 2 more. Maybe just 1 more. Maybe just this one. Because, you know, I could keep going, but that one's really pretty. And for this one, I like this side. Perfect. Is there anything else I need to chop with that? I don't think so. I am going to put this stuff aside for a minute. I'm going to start building some of my signatures, and then we'll see where we are. Get this out of the way. Oh my word, and grab all this. Those are so cute. Okay, each of these I'm going to fold in half. And 4, so use these. Yeah, I like the way. Oops. Let's see where we are here. I'd like starting with plain paper on the outside. And yes, some of this is going to be shorter. Some of it's going to be a little bit longer. That's how junk journals are. This may take a minute as I wonder if I can speed this up. Even if I do, it's hard to scrub. I find it hard to scrub your sound. To edit my sound out. Okay, so with some of these, what did I need? 6.5 inches? Can I get this even? I'm going to go ahead and just fold these. So I have my 6.5 inches. Or, approximately my 6.5 inches. And this is another thing. I mean, I did cut these. It would have been better if I had cut them lengthwise and I would have had even more, but it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Oh my, the creaking of the chair matters. Is it driving you crazy? It's driving me crazy. Sorry about that. Honestly, if that's my biggest issue today, what a wonderful life I have. Truly. Right now, Little Brit is at his marching band. They do 2 weeks of marching band camp before school is back in session. He has a love-hate relationship with marching band camp because it's tough. It's very, very physically exerting, and it's not that he really minds that, but it's physically exerting in North Carolina heat. And they practice outside because, when they go into the field, they're outside. So, he's got a big jug of water. He's got Powerades, because Gatorade's not good for us. Powerade's good for us, but it's better than the alternative. I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to do these just slightly smaller so I have a bigger lip here. I am actually putting these at 6 inches. Because I can. No rules. There are no rules. Only what you enjoy doing. I did see some very lucky people live in areas where Dollar Tree uses paper bags. We do not. Our Dollar Tree does not use our Dollar Trees because we have multiples. I missed one, by the way. There are 6, and I only went to 5, and I'm kind of like, Ooh, should I go with that last one that I missed? See what they've got? It's very tempting. We'll see. Maybe later this week. But not today. By the way, the other thing I could do here is I could just use my scoreboard instead of all this lining up. But this works too, right? So why not? You know, and I don't feel like getting on my scoreboard. Is that bad? It is what it is. So I'm making this set a little bit closer to 6.5 inches. And here we go. It has been so much fun watching the things people found for this challenge, seeing what people are doing with it. It's been really cool. You know what? I'm going to fold these in half. These two. These are okay whatever way. This one, I'm gonna go this way. My poor students just never know when I'm gonna break into song. I'll just make up songs. Especially if they're being loud and I need them to quiet down, or I need them to get in, into line, so that we can go. Because with the 6th graders, we line them up and we walk them out. And if I really need them to, I'll just, that's what I'll do. I get them. I'll start singing to them and I'll say, well, if you don't want me to sing, I didn't think you could hear me. This is so close. I'm going to break this one down to 10 inches. And they're so funny. No, miss, don't do it. This one works just fine like that. Okay. And then my cat. I'm going to need to fold my cat over a little bit. So we're going to fold kitty cat here at 10 inches. But I'm going to do it the other way around. There. Cute, cute, cute. I don't have a lot of color in here yet. I don't have a huge amount of color in here yet. I have a lot of stuff going on here, but we're going to get there. All right, so now I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to put this in some kind of an order, so it's going to be easier for me to put it into its signatures. Okay, I'm getting there. So I have a stack here to put together, and then I have some other pieces. So I do want to take a look at some of the other things that I want to put into this. So I've got cards. I do have my vellum, and I think I have, because it's 4 signatures. How many sheets? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to have a piece of vellum in each one. I like that idea. All right, put that aside. Tags are for later. I'm going to put those aside. All right, I thought so. I knew I had more cards in here. All right, so I've got this card. Do I have any other cards in here? I've got this cardboard. I don't know about that one. All right, what I do want to make sure is that whatever is going to be, some things will end up in pockets and they'll end up attached. But if it's going to be actually or they'll end up inside the pockets. The pockets I'll glue to the pages. If it has to be part of the hole punch, full set signature, I want that. I want to put those in as I put stuff in. Does that make sense? I really worry sometimes I don't make sense. Okay, I've got that. Those are for that. I'm kind of going through here. I'm going through my little bag of tricks here to see what I really still might want to include and what's going to be, oh, that I want those in. And what could be something else. I think I might want those in. I'm going to grab a couple of these. The rest of this, I think, is more for pockets and stuff. Okay. These are my extra stuff. This is my decorations, and I have my file folders. I am going to use some of those in the main signature. So this is actually going to be a thick book. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 envelopes. Let me start with the envelopes and see where I get with those. These are going to be different. Those are not going to go with the envelopes. I'm putting those back in my bag. This was just an easy way for me to, as I was buying things, to kind of sort out, because as I think you all saw, I was buying things for this and for school. Okay, so these are 6 by 6. So I will probably just chop them down to the 5 and then use the full length of 6. I put that aside. My envelopes are long. The envelopes are just over 7 inches by 5 inches. So I could put these in like this. They are a little bit long, so they could, because I think they're all the same size. I mean, they could stick out a little bit, and that's okay. I could have them stick out a little bit. I mean, conceivably, I could also kind of chop it down a little bit. I like the idea of these, of having something like this in there. I'm kind of liking that. How far out will they stick? All right, so all I would need to do is to round them up. I'm going to round these up by about 1 inch. Because they really are going to stick out too far. I'm not, however, going to cut them. I don't want to lose the integrity of the envelope. So it'll be easier to do this way. I'm actually going to do it. Yeah, I'll do it that way. That'll be better. All right, that one can go that way. This one can go this way. 1 inch. I'm just measuring it against my grid. Just going up 1 inch. And then I am doing that. I'm not even going to bother, because I know there'll be a hole punch through there. I'm just not going to bother to even glue it down, guys. I'm just not. I'm just going to be lazy. Okay, this one is going to be this way. And as sad as that is, I'm okay with being a little bit lazy about it and just letting it flow. Oh my goodness, we're over an hour in. Oh. Well. I'm just going to keep going for right now. I have plenty of time before I have to pick up Little Brit. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to use that one. That one's too tall. That one's going to go like that. That's right. This one's going to go like that. All right, so I have envelopes. That's going to be another set. Put those aside for a minute. Okay. I like my kids. I like the kids. The problem with the kids is that they won't, based on their size, I'm not going to be able to get them into a whole set because the holes are top and bottom. And I just don't see a way to do that unless I chop them in half. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put these kids aside. I may not end up using these with this junk journal just because of the way it's set up. But I certainly do other junk journals. So, okay, this one, just super excited to use. I just think this one's just super pretty. I am going to start this one by just taking it apart. And I'm going to have ribbon left over. So I'm going to measure it. That's approximately 6.5 right there. How tall is it at the base? And it's too tall at the base. It's about 6 7/8. So I think if I want to get it down to 5, okay. I hate to cut it, but I think I'm going to have to. So I'm going to try to get it right here, as lined up as is possible for me. And that makes this one, that makes it about 5.5 inches. So it's still a wee bit tall. I'm just not going to worry about it. I don't want to cut into this filigree right here. So let's see. Oh, I will have to cut into it. Well, this is still way longer than it should be. This is 7.5 inches. What was my first measurement? What the heck? What? I must have put it against the wrong thing to start with. Oh, good grief. Good grief? What the heck? Okay, let's try that again. This one is about 9.5 inches tall. So, better idea. I'm going to put this one aside because I'll use that. I also think this would be so cool to use just as a stencil, guys. Wouldn't that be cool as just a stencil? All right, I'm going to take off maybe, I don't need all of them, but I'm going to go ahead and take off, I think, 2 of them. Because I just think this is really, really cool. This would be really nice as a pocket. I think I said that the first time I saw it, but I was thinking, you know, cut it off right about there and back it up with another piece of paper because anything you stick inside is going to get caught. And then you back it up with something and you've got this really pretty kind of decorative pocket. All right, so the rest of this goes back away. And it's not a terrible idea just to go ahead and get the ribbon out. Because why not? One moment. Okay, just a quick note. I just went ahead and unstrung the whole thing. And then I measured how much. This is a nice little silky ribbon. This is 11 feet of ribbon. So about 3 yards, 2 feet, which is more than you get normally on their rolls. Because I think their rolls of ribbon are usually like 3 feet. So you get this and the filigree and a little bit more. I'm just saying, it's a deal. Okay, So because this one was so much longer than what I needed, but I still want to use it, I'm just going to do what I did with the other ones, and I'm going to give it a fold. And I may end up losing a little bit in the middle. Let's see. This one's already looking like it's... I'm going to do this because that one was already bending out. And it's still pretty without it. So pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, so right about there. Not the easiest thing to fold, I will say that. And I am going to have to get this down to 5 inches. Oh. Huh. Actually, okay, so when you fold it where I did, when I go to, this was 6.5 inches, this bottom part becomes just over 5 inches. So I'm going to trim it a little bit, or I'm just going to fold it in some more. Why not? Why not? Then I don't have to cut into it anymore. Okay, so now that's about right. And those will be on different spaces. Oh, guys. Okay. Not to be dumb. When I put it in, there'll be other pages in between here. I'm going to use this along the back side of the page to make a side pocket. I love it when something comes together. It's not even a plan. I love it when something comes together. Out of nowhere, it just comes together. Okay, so I'm going to do this at 6.5 inches. And I'm kind of lining this up so I still have a decent... Let's see if I can make this bend a little bit easier. So at my 10 inches right here, I'm going to try to get the whole thing to bend. Now, when I turn this into a pocket, I will still do what I said before. I'll put something behind it so that things don't catch, and then I can glue down those little sections. Okay, that's about right. Okay. Now I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to do it this way. That's more sensible. I can be sensible sometimes. There are times when I can be sensible. Okay. So I want this to bend into here. It's a very different kind of a paper, so I'm kind of using what I have. And then I want this one to bend in again to here. Okay. That's going to be my pocket. So cute. I'm going to use these in other things now too, because I really like the way that's working out. So that'll be on the other side. Okay. Getting somewhere. Wonder if this will fit. Not quite like that. How about like this? That'll be cute for one of those, won't it? Okay. On my wisdom book, I'm going to go ahead and do 2, 3, and 4. And that one goes back over here with those. I'm almost there, guys. I'm almost there, picking and choosing and folding and doing. But as I think, as everybody knows, our junk journals are, you know, they are definitely a work of our heart. So they just can take a little time. This one's going to be cute because the little wisdom piece is going to be right there. It's cute. All right, 6.5. This one must be. I thought I was done with everything, but I wasn't. I will do 6.5. And that's not 6.5, that's 7.5. Well, is that right for the other one? Yeah, I think I got the other ones right. Yeah, we're good. Okay. All of that's good. Now I'm going to go through, these are these pieces, and I'm going to trim those, right? I said to 5 inches. And the 5 inches is this way, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim those real quick. So I can put them in my pile. I'm going to leave those other pieces aside because they'd be great for belly bands. So I think I'm going to use, I really needed a little bit of color in here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and use 4 of these. And again, I am folding. I'm just gonna eyeball this one. And I don't think it's going to be exactly right, but that really doesn't matter. It's going to be what it's going to be. Because I'm trying to embrace this whole, the rule, you know, there are no rules in junk journals. There's just what you find pleasing. I think that's really it. You know, I'm going through my journal and I'm thinking, I really want to add this. Oh, I really want to add that. Oh, I really want to add. And these are all different sizes. They're all handmade paper, so I'm not going to use any more of that. I do think I'm going to use some of this. But I think I'm going to use these ones. These ones? English is my native tongue. I'm going to use some of the ones that are a little bit more chopped up. So these have those uneven edges, and I really like that. So they can go in just like that. Let's see if there's, I don't think I want to put the orange in. I'll put that aside for something else. No to those. No to those. If I do this one, I'll do it differently. I like this one. I might add that one in. And this one is so thick. Thinking about putting those in. All right, and so no to the rest of this. This goes back into my big pile. These, my big pile is going to fall. Oh my word, my big pile really is going to fall. All right, I just need to move some things out of the way for a minute. So I'm starting to add a little bit too much bulk over here. So this one is pretty close. I'm going to chop it off. That'll paperwork. That is very thick. And this one is close. These are going to have to go top or bottom. Oh, let me hold on to those for a minute. It's hard because I can't. Normally, when I do a signature, I'm doing the whole lineup of things, and all of it catches. But with these, everything's not going to catch, and so I need to be a little bit more cautious with these. Okay, I do. I'm going to chop down maybe just one folder. Getting there. I'll put that aside for that. Those can go over here for a minute. This one can go over here. I don't want to gather too much stuff on the side here. I'm starting to run out of room. Okay. I'm going to chop this to 6.5. And then I'm going to chop these to, I'm actually going to do these at 5.25. No, am I into 5.25? No, I'm going to do these at about 5 inches. It's going to give me one of those. This one's going to be 5 inches. All right, I'm going to get another one. I'm going to use these as the outside of each of my 4 signatures. So I'm going to cut down one more. I don't know. This is me kind of working through where I want everything to be. How do you all do it? Do you do a lot of pre-planning and then, I mean, I guess this is pre-planning actually. I'm just pre-planning with you. I'll put these aside for right now. I'm sure I can find something else to use with those. Okay. One moment. Okay. So, I'm ready to start. Can't believe it, I'm ready to start. It's actually very exciting. Put these together. Okay, I am going to start by getting some things out of the way. I want to corner these. No good reason. I just want to. I think it'll be pretty. I'm not going to corner anything else. But I think this will be pretty. I just looked up to make sure I was recording. Sometimes, because you can, sometimes I pause if I need to go do something. And I needed to go run out for just a minute, run out of the room for just a minute. So I paused, but I need to make sure that I always need to make sure that I unpause when I'm done. Okie dokie. This is going to be interesting. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to start by just kind of doing this. Because then each signature can be individually moved around a little bit. Although I kind of like those being. I like this maroon color is kind of coming out. Yep, this is just my initial Run. These are actually going to be kind of big. That's going to be interesting. Okay, and then there's this one. That's got two. Then I have notes there and notes there. And then this one. And okay, so far. So I'm going to put these aside now because, like I said, I'm going to put these in order, some kind of an order. And then I'm going to come back to them. So, all right. Love that piece. Can go there. That one can go near the back. That one. Yeah, that's not going to work with that. Okay, so this one. Like that. All right, I like these two together. And then paper. Maybe we'll put this guy right here. This is a really different way for me to do signatures. It's kind of, I don't think you can see the whole thing that I'm doing here. I'm kind of off camera. Let me get back on camera. So the way I'm doing these, because I have the way I had to fold the paper. So I've got a lot of the, yeah. I've got a lot of the plain papers in here, but I'm going to break those up. They don't really need to be broken up. I like them. Get that out of the way. I've got my this one can go here. And then that whole thing can go there. I really like it. Oh, that is coming together. I hope you guys like this because I'm really happy with it. And that's just the beginning. Let me put the pressure on that one. So now I'm going to go ahead and try these. Now I have some other bits and pieces to put in here, as I've said, but they're going to be add-ins, pockets and add-ins and things. Oh my. Lions and tigers and bears. All right, so here's what I've been figuring. And they can all be different. Again, they don't have to match. There's literally no need for these to be matchy-matchy, maki-maki. There just isn't. And I'm probably going to do them differently each time. Because that's how I roll. Yeah. Oh. With these, I like the way I can kind of nest these. And I am using, let's see, I thought there was another one like that. I'm kind of duplicating each signature, and I'm kind of not. They have the same elements, but they're not the same. So I think I decided, oh, I'm not crazy about the way that one's going to work out. So I'm going to do this. And in this one, I think I'm going to put him here. And I do like the added color. But is there somewhere else it can live? It can live here. Okay, now I did want to include this envelope, and I was going to do it like that. If I do it like that, oh, yeah, this becomes a pocket. I'm just going to I'm going to cut off this top part, guys. I think that's going to work. Yeah. And I'm not going to cut off much of the top. I just want it to open. So now, yes. Now that, once the rings go in, you'll have that to open and that to open, but the binding will hold that, and that creates a separate pocket here. All right, I'm liking that. Oh, here's my next one. Now this could, I mean, to be fair, this could easily become independent, separate booklets. If I'm doing them like this, which I am, these would be kind of cool if each one of these became its own junk journal. You know, again, I've got elements in here that are, you know, the elements are the same. I'm just mixing them up. I mean, they're similar. Some of them are the same. Some of them are the same. You know, you got to be fair. You got to give credit where credit's due and all that jazz. All right. Let me put this one up closer this time. And then where do I want? Put that one in there. That one in there. And this one, that one right there. All right. Now, anybody who might be thinking, you know, are you doing that right? I mean, this may not be your style or your way of doing things, but just please remember, there are no rules. You get to do whatever you enjoy doing, and it is a great thing about junk journals. I mean, my big thing is, do I like it like this? Do I think this is going to work for me? I do. I really, really do. I really like it like this. Okay, so my next Mama Jama's here. I am actually going to put this one in the front. And then that's what I want to do. Now I'm going to finish building kind of the structure of these, and then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to do the decorate it, because that's kind of where I'm at right now as far as how I want to do this. I don't know, guys. I'm just really enjoying this whole process I've got going here. And I kind of like having all these notes together on this, in this little area here. And I'm going to do that way. Okay, so then, I think I want this one here. I'm going to put this one here. Fit in some of my elements. Now, I have a few other elements that need to go in. I'm going to put that here, right in the middle. And that one. Where's that one going to go? That's kind of where I wanted it to go. Oh, I'm going to put that way. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. I'm just trying to work out what I want and where I want it to be. And right now I'm kind of tickled with those. Okay, so I have my first, they're kind of thick. And I still have to figure out the whole punching, which is going to be, I think, interesting. Okay, I'm going to add my jungle cat into one. And I'm going to add my little fruit salad into one. And honestly, I'm just going to fold these so somebody could actually read the recipe, but they're going to get punched. Oh, they're going to get punched. All right. The punch, and this is going to be weird, the punch really needs to go on that side. That means they would all be upside down. I gotta think about that one. Okay. Back on there. So with this one was way too tall. This one's like, well, I mean, it's not way too tall. I'm going to trim it down a little bit so I can just fold it to some extent. There we go. I'm going to trim the top and bottom. All right, now I'm singing for you all. You can just ignore my terrible singing. Hopefully you can ignore my terrible singing. All right, and so I wonder what would happen if I did that. I think I can actually get this. Okay, 1 second. If I take off my most of my border, that's not close enough. All right, that's better. You got to be careful with some of these because if the paper is a little bit thin, you really need to be holding the whole piece down. Let's see, can I get it? 6.5? Or 6.5 is right there. All right. That's pretty darn close. Let me see if I can trim a little bit more from this side. It'll be a little over. It'll be fine. All right, I'm happy with that. Yes, I'm happy with this one. All right, so that'll be able to go straight in. So those are ready to go in. This one I decided to put in like that, but I'm gonna refold it like this and like this, like that. All right. Okay, and then I was thinking about adding in maybe a little bit of, I'm going back and forth about this one. I don't think I'm going to add anything in from this one at the moment. This is starting to get super thick. I still haven't added pockets or other things, and I'm going to go back and do that, and I still need to get my my punch all the way through. So let me do this now. These are looking good. Now, because the holes are in, make sure those are in the right place. Yeah, that's the front. There we go. So because the holes are in, it really does help me make sure I've got everything in the right place. I'm just going to do this for a minute and see what happens when these go in. Oh my. That's got no problem with that. That's fun. All right, it's going to stick up a little bit. It's going to stick out a little bit. It's a junk journal. That's what they do. Right? That's what they do. Oh, it's coming along. This is where I start to get a little bit punchy. All right, so I'm putting this one away because I'm not going to use that. Those I might use for decoration. That I'm going to use for decoration. Now I'm going to add in a few extra pieces here and there because I have to do it before I do any punching. I have to make sure that any extra pieces and things have already been added in. So once I get my pieces set up, I'm just going to go just like that. And like that, like that. Because remember, it has to be punched in order for it to go into the to be strung in. That's really going to sit out, isn't it? Is that going to sit out? How big are these? These are a whole ½ inch big. All right, I'm going to put these aside. I do want to include my recipes, but I might just end up putting them in the envelopes. I mean, there's other options for my recipes, and I do like making things that people can then actually use. So I want to make sure they have the whole recipe. Okay, I think I'm ready to punch, but I really need to make sure that everything is as far in as I can get it, because this part's going to be a little bit tricky. What did I do with the, here it is. Okay, I'm going to line this up. I should be able to get everything in there. Okay. I'm going to line that up. It's a good thing this is a power punch. Make sure I've got the right side. I should grab, but I don't know what I've done with them. It would be better for me to grab a clip. Oh, will it fit on here? It's not going to go on. All right, it's too thick. I'm going to try doing this, and this might be a mistake. But we're going to go for it. Because it's only a little bit too thick. Going to line it up there. It's still too thick. All right. I'm just going to keep slowly pulling off a few things here and there. I do want to try to get as much of it in at one time as is humanly possible. Come on. Oh, I think I got it. All right, got one side. That was tough. Get it right. On the hole, on the hole, on the hole, on the hole. Luckily you can see into these. Yay! Okay. So those, look how thick that is. Now, there are other ways to do this, I'm sure. I think that if you have a, oh my word, my brain just won't think. If you have like a bookmaker, an owl, kind of like an ice pick, that would work too. I'm going to put these two together. I'm going to grab this guy. I'm kind of lining everything up from the bottom. This part should be easy, but it's really important to get it really centered. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just paper clip this together, I think. I do have some paper clips here. For right now, until I need to come back to it. All right. 1. Crazy piece number 2. This one's going to be super thick. I am going to try taking that one off. Now, actually, this part should be kind of easy. I wonder if this one will work. Let's see if it'll go on those. So again, I'm lining this one up. I'm sure that you guys probably have better ways to do this. I could have used, oh, if you have a cinch, you might be able to line this up with your cinch. If you're doing it like this. You do need to get those pieces out because I need to be able to see. And I'll do this. I'm just kind of sticking my finger into the middle. It's like my big sandwich piece here. I just want to make sure everything is down and tight as it can be. Is as put together as it can be. What I don't want to do is find out I've got loose pieces. Oh, this is close, but it's going to work. My word, where's the hole? There it is. It's way up there. All right, just ran into something I had not anticipated. I can't see the hole because it's white on white. So it's easy enough to rectify. I'm just gonna, oh, this would be better with a Sharpie. I just bought Sharpies. One moment, please. Okay, I'm just going to do this. And this. Yeah, I think you can see it on both sides. Even if it's a little bit messy on one side or the other, it doesn't really matter. What matters is basically I've inked the edges so I can see them when what's behind it is the exact same color as that. I didn't anticipate that being an issue, but clearly it was an issue. All right, now I got to do this again. Gracious. All right, I'm just bringing it all down, making sure everything is tight down as far as I can get it. And then I'm going to slide this in to the bottom. To the bottom we go. And here we go. There, now I can see it. I can see the edges. Whew. Perfect. Okay. So put that one aside for a minute. And then this was the rest of what that would have been upside down. That would have been terrible. Because I want this to be like this. And yes, it's going to stick out just a little bit, but that's okay. Here we go. That one's nice and smooth. That one's actually off. Oops. Okay, well now my hole is a little bit bigger than it should be, but that is actually okay. And these go back. And when I string them, now right now I can't see straight through, but it's not going to matter because once I string it, I'll have it in the right places. Let's see if I have another paper clip here. Not as big, but it should hold. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and punch these last two, and then I'll come back. That way I don't, you don't have to sit while I struggle with my punches. Okay, I just got the last holes in. So, signatures. Do it like that. Just gonna do this. Now the nice thing about these is because I'm stringing them, they're just gonna work out, I think, really well. Okay, here we go. So the next thing I really want to do is I'm going to finish the insides of these. Yep. Yes. And for my insides, I'm going to make them, I think I'm going to make them 5 by 6. I'm going to make it 4.5. 4.5 by 6 should work for those. So I think I'm going to use this. Yeah. Maybe. I'm kind of looking at, I'm eyeing that piece right there and wondering if that would not work. All right, I'm going to do something different again. Something I hadn't necessarily planned on. I'm just going to cut along here. Come on. And let's see if it works. Oh my word. Let's see if I can cut. I used to be able to cut a straight line. I think that's going to work. And then I'll have this nice, you know, these nice panels left to do something else with. So I'm gonna go wide on the bottom because I know I'm not going to keep the bottom. Okay. That is none too bad. I'm going to go ahead and cut these pieces off the bottom just so I can get those out of my way, quite frankly. And now I have these cool little things. I am going to clean this one up a little bit. Oh, I'm going to take that off. But I don't need that. And I don't need this. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing this because I'm about to chop these anyway. So these are almost 4 inches. All right, I think that's really cute. I'm gonna add a little bit of length to this one. I'm gonna make this about, I'm gonna bring it down so that these are more even. And I'm going to chop this to just over 6 inches. But I'm gonna clean up all the sides on these. So let me do that next. And to do that, I'm going to start with this. See where I go with this. Okay. That'll be one nice cool side. And I do want it to be a little bit bigger than 6 inches, so that should be about 6.5 inches. I do wish this was longer. Maybe I'll add my own to it. No, it's about right. All right, before I move it, oh, come on, of course. That's where I want this one to be. So just gonna do a little measuring there. All right, that's better. Now I'm really just making it a little bit more square, a little bit prettier. So when I put it on here, yeah, I like that. For this side, I'm just kind of letting it take me straight to the edge. And that gives me this edge. This one has a little bit more baggage, so to speak, because I'm leaving that piece on. It's just trying to take it off would just could just really mess up the whole thing. So cute. I've got my front and my back. And although that's a little bit busier than I normally make things, there we go. I kind of like it. All right. Fabric tack for this. Definitely want to get now I've got some creases in here, but my glue is going to help me really, between the glue and your bone folder, or this is actually a cake thing that I got at Dollar Tree, but it works well. All right, just want to remember that's my front. Let me do my back. Okay, really make sure I get my corners here. I am gluing my hand right now. Fabric tack isn't like my other glues. I don't feel like it moves around quite as much. So I do want to get things into those corners and those little bitty places. Look at that. I might add on some kind of ribbon, I'm thinking. Maybe along there later. We'll see. Sometimes I have to sit on something for a while, and this video is already a little bit long. Just a wee bit long. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we've got our holes still intact there. And remember, I didn't do anything with the holes on the other side. I don't need those. So in here, I can see those are still intact. Over here, just kind of circling them a little bit, just to make sure. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. I think I'm ready to start stringing. This is going to be kind of crazy. All right. So I think that this part, which is going to be, I want to decide what's going to be my first. I think that I want that to be my first, second. That one could be the third. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So these are going to be, I really hope this works. I hope there's enough. When I say that, what I mean is I hope there's enough ribbon, because I need the ribbon to be a little bit on the longer side. And I'm beginning to wonder if I'm not going to need something longer than this. I think it'll work. I think it'll be okay. All right, so here's what's going to be weird. I'm going to start with my back one, and I'm going to start stringing it this way. I know that seems weird. I need to make sure that I go through every single hole. I think I'm going to be okay for most of them. Look at that. That's actually working really well. My glue's going to Okay. So, and I want you to see what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead. I want to string it, but that's going to hold on to that part. So that was my top hole. I'm going to grab this and do the same thing. Because although I think most of it is together, I didn't punch it all at the same time. So if you recall, this part was not punched the same. I think these are pretty good. The ones that I pretty much did all at the same time. I think those are all coming together. Those two are being stubborn. And that. Okay. So I'm going to do that with each signature just to make sure that I have the hole going through everything and in the order that I intended it to go through everything. So for the ones that, like these, were a little bit separated from the rest. Now with this one might need a little cajoling. Yeah, some things moved here a little bit. Not much. Not much. All right. So we'll see as far as I go. That far. That one is kind of stubborn. And it is one really cool thing about using these pieces, because it's got a stop in the back, and that's really helping. I just hope these are long enough. Well, we're gonna find out, right? What's the worst that can happen? They're not long enough and I've got to switch over to a different ribbon. That's literally the worst that can happen. And, you know, that's a pretty easy fix. Okay, 2 signatures. Let's see how close this one is. So, putting them in order helped. I mean, the entire signature is ready to go and in order. Ooh, that one went right through. I like it. Oh, okay. Spoke too soon. Okay, let me go back to this one. I think there's something else you could do with this one too. If you were having trouble with your signatures. Oh, come on, go through. If you haven't watched me in the past, I apologize. Sometimes I get very giggly when things start to come together, especially if they come together pretty well. I start to get giddy. So I apologize if I start to cackle and go, because it's what I do. All right, to the front and to the front. Oh my gosh, this works. I'll take that one off. Okay, we're not done yet. I'm not out of the woods yet. I need this to go through. And we need this to go through. Why is that being so stubborn? There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it worked. Wow. It worked. Now, I don't think I can tie these too tightly. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So if I tie it right here, oh yeah, I can still open it all just fine. Oh, I am so tickled. I hope you guys are liking this, because I am shocked, a little bit shocked, that it worked as well as it did, but this is fun. Okay. I am going to do, okay, it's that way. So I've got to, it's got to be the opposite. All right, I've got to remember how to tie the knot so the knot won't come out. You can undo the knot, but I want to make sure I tie it so that it doesn't just come out. And I want even amounts on both sides. Come on. All right, that's pretty close. All right, so I'm going to tie this. I'm not going to make it crazy. So like this. That worked. Okay, next one. Turn it upside down. Make sure I've got them pretty even. They're pretty even. Okay, I'm going to tie it. I want it to be about the same as the other one. And then my natural inclination is to go that way, so you do the opposite of it. Oh, and I really like the dangles. And it fully opens. You can see everything. All right, you may have to finagle it back into place. Okay. I'm really happy with the way this is coming together. Holy cow. All right, I'm going to put a few things in and around. Let me see if I can add a few cool little, and what I may do over time is add even more, but I do want to add a few pieces in, and in particular, well, let me go ahead and put these. I'm going to fold these so that you can see the recipe at the top. So you know what you're opening here. And I'm going to put these into some of my envelopes here. I'm so tickled. I really hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you like it. I do. Please let me know. Put it in the comments. What did you like about it? What did you think? Maybe you could tweak this. I'm okay with some tweaking. But the wood did work. Shockingly. Let's see, where's my last envelope? It's over here. So I'm going to put those guys in there. Oh my gosh, this really works. And these look so cute. Okay, so I've got some recipes in there. And we're just going to do a little bit of decorating, not an overabundance of decorating. Let's see, I think I might do one of those. And I want one of those. I want one of those. So now I'm just gonna go in and do, I don't think I'm gonna put that one in this one. I'll put that one in a different one. and do a few little things. I might do some of those. Maybe those. That. And no. I'm going to put some stuff back in here so I don't get it too mixed in. And so I have room to do other things. Oh my gosh, I am tickled. And junk journals, to me, there's something, I mean, I like the idea. I like going back through and saying, oh, I really like the way this turned out. Let me do this part. So it's a long, long video, but my next part, I am going to do some decorating. Oh, she's cute, isn't she? Would she be cute on the front? Because I want to do a little cute front piece. I like her. I like the bunnies. I was hoping to find something that wasn't quite as big. That would be cute, wouldn't it? You start with that one. I'm going to trim it a little bit. I think it's a little bit too big right now. This is just a book I found at Dollar Tree. I do like it, I think it is, but it is definitely too big. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I could absolutely get out one of my dies and die cut it, but that might take time, and I'm kind of in the zone. All right. Oh man, just a little bit more. It's just a little too big. And I think I do want to put it on the back of something. So I'm going to grab a piece of, let me go ahead and bring it down a little bit more. So I did pick up some index cards at, that's cute. Oh, or maybe, let me grab, oh, maybe this would be, is this going to be big enough? One moment, please. I mean, I have something, no. I'm thinking some of that extra paper that I have. I was thinking maybe a piece of this. Oh, I kind of like it just like that. I can just trim it to the right size, put that on and put it, oh, I like it. Do y'all like that? Tell me in the comments right now if you like it. I will go back and read. At least I'll be able to know whether you liked it or not. By the way, in the meantime, even though I can't use the other, the rest of the paper, I'm going to cut that off because these make fantastic bookmarks. They are so cute as bookmarks. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this down. I'm going to make it 5 inches to start with. Maybe just under 5 inches. Let's see what we can do. And this side. Let's see what happens at 5 inches. Oh no, that's perfect. Yes. And I'm going to leave it square. I like kind of the square going up and down. So that's going to be my cover. I really like it. And I'm going to use my regular glue for this one. Oh my golly. So that I didn't expect my regular glue to pour out like that. All right, well, let's just... It'll be okay. I just filled that bottle and I feel like... Oh, that glue went right through. I like the texture of this paper. Now, I am actually only going to put, because it just showed me that it goes through, I'm only going to put it on that space. And I will figure out, let me get this a little bit closer to me. I might go through later and use a different adhesive for this part. Or just let it be loose. There's no law. Okay. I'm kind of tickled. And then let's see if these will work. I don't know. These are those, this was quite a surprise one that I found. Oh, come on. Okay, sorry. I'm at the giggly stage. I'm at that, oh my gosh, I really like it. I am, okay. All right, so as far as doing some things to the inside, I was thinking about cutting down some more of these pictures and putting them here. And the other thing I could do that I was thinking about was maybe a few of these, but not all the way to the end. So maybe if I do a chunk of this that's 5 inches, let me do a little measuring. I didn't want to do it ahead of time. Oh, wow. I could do pretty far. So that's going to be, let's say I do 5.5 inch sections on a couple of these. Let's see how far that gets me. All right, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way because it's in the way. This worked. I'm so happy. I can't even. Okay, so we're going to do, what did I say, 5.5? And I have to remember that this cuts from right there, so I'm going to line it up to where it actually starts. So I'm going to do a little bit of, see how this looks. Okay, right that there. I like it. I'm going to do a couple more of those, see how far the 5.5 inches gets me. Maybe I'll do, no, let's do 5.5. 5.5 on that one. And then that one's going to be pretty close. So that's 1, 2, do it on this one. Which side was this? This was the end. Oh, it just caught. And I'm going to do these back to back. I may see if I have some other cute ones. Let's pick close there. I like it. Okay. And now I might go back and do a little stamping on these, but I'm just going to pull out a few of these flashcards and a wee bit of money know, a couple of 20s. Sure. A couple of 20s. And I do want to use this. Oh, shoot. And I wanted to use this. So where did I put this one? Yeah, that worked. So I really like, this is another Dollar Tree piece. And I like that take the next step. And let's see. This is just making me really happy. I can see over time adding and adding and adding to this, just having fun with it. I can add some more pockets on the inside. I can fix up this other pocket in here. Where's that one? That was the pink. Let's see. Where's my envelope for this one? There it is, the blue. So we're going to put in take the next step. And that. A little bit of money in there. All right, I'm cackling. I'll stop. All right. And I think these are really cool. Let me see if I can get this lined up. Like right there. Just a little something that you can write on. And the folder just gave me the perfect spots. The perfect medium for those. Do one back here. I'm going to do that side again. And I'm going to do this one. Okay. I'm done. Well, I'm as done as I can be at the moment. Like I said before, I mean, when I do these, I shouldn't say we, I'm not going to, because there are no rules. And but when I do them, sometimes I'll end up going back later and just saying, oh, you know, I want to add that. Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah, let me do that one. And I am going to add a couple of these. So, all right. All right, you ready for a walkthrough? We're there. 2.5 hours. Not too horrible. Okay, here's our cover. Remember that these are wood pieces. And for the first signature, we've got all this. I mean, it's just super fun. Places to write, places to draw, places to add, places to... this is the kind of thing... I'm kind of wondering if I want to... I know what I want to add there. As I go through it, I might add pieces because that's just how I roll. Look at that. And the fun thing is you could slide something in here because this now kind of becomes a pocket. So I could use it for, you know, that. And then we've got our pocket full. We've got more of our notes and places to add. Lots of really fun spots to add tidbits and fun. So that would be the first signature. This is the second one. I love these little things. I like Sometimes I might go back through and just add another, like I could go back through and cut this down and add this as a piece to fold back and forth. And I might do that later because I have some cards here that I might go back through and just add them on to a piece here or there. I could even, what you can do is cut it and then glue down, you know, when you attach this, and then you can glue these sides and it becomes another pocket inside. I like that idea. Hadn't thought about that before. So we have our cool filigree piece here. This one will need, you could also just do that. Oh, look at that. You could just do that. Just like that. Just like that. So we have notes, goals, pages, more decorations. So now we're into our third signature. You know, I probably should have zoomed in just a little bit. At least with the third, you'll be able to see it better. So in this third one, this one looks like it ripped up a little bit, but you know, that's probably going to happen. And honestly, it doesn't matter. And with this, you could, if you wanted to add more pages or take pages out or switch something around, you could untie it and you could do that. These are nice. I like those. And you get a little bit of your vellum in here and this big old pocket. And remember that this is 2 pockets. So that could have another, you know, this one can have more right back there behind it. And you could even stick something in here. And we are now on our last signature. So I'm going to grab this cute little bear. And he fits practically perfectly right in there. I'm just going to grab a little. There he goes. I like that. I think that worked. And then I like how this opens because you really can open it all the way. And I love how that works. And then we still have another pocket. And you could add more pockets and more things here. So I hope you like it. I really, really do, because I am pretty tickled with this dot. This is all literally everything that I used is indeed from the Dollar Tree. Everything. Every last bit was from the Dollar Tree. I actually wasn't sure if I could do it. I was thinking, can I pull something else out? But it worked. And these big things, I want to show you this one thing. Because of the way I put the signatures together, where's the end of this first signature? It's in here somewhere. So conceivably, I could take, there we go. I could take a signature and just pop a big paper clip on top. So that's another signature right in here. Let me see if I get this one. Let's see. So with this one, I'll put this one right here. And keeps it all even more together. Okay. Please let me know what you think. I was super excited about this. I was super excited to get going, and I am pretty tickled with the way it came out. So I know it was long. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to check out my other videos. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I will see you guys next time. Remember, no matter what time of day it is that you're watching, morning, evening, afternoon, middle of the night, I hope everything is going well for you and you are having a wonderful time. I will see you next time. Cheers.